Good morning, everybody. KT here with Wise Images Photography. And you know what? I forgot to say Happy New Year to you all last week. So Happy New Year. I hope your new year is starting off great. And I cannot wait to go on more fun-filled adventures with you all, learn about nature and photography. So let's get going. In today's episode, I am going to teach you about editing pens. Now, I don't know about you, but sometimes when I get in there and I get editing and I'm doing all those shortcuts and everything else like that, my fingers hit another button and all of a sudden either I learn something new and cool and I'm like, sweet. And then other times I'm like going, what did I just do? I've just messed something up. And that is what happened to me the other week. And I cannot believe that I'm like, you know, you guys, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing photography or editing or something, you're always bound to learn something new. And this was the case for me. This scenario had never ever happened. But basically I hit a button and then poof, there went my editing pens. And the problem is that I was calling them buttons. And I'm going to explain to you what I did to fix my solution and my problem, and also why are these editing pens so important in the first place. So what I did first is I did some research, but the problem is I was looking for buttons. I didn't say editing pens. So not knowing the right terminology for what I was looking for made a huge difference. So here I am in Lightroom looking at my photographs, and I hit K, and I have my adjustment brush tool on at this point. And I decide that I'm going to go ahead and let me switch out my glasses because I can't see with my, there they are. Now I can see a lot easier with the proper glasses on. I wanted to go ahead and lighten up part of this owl here. So I went ahead and I hit the owl a little bit with some lightening. And I went ahead and made a little adjustment there, kind of brought them up a little bit. And then I decided, I was like going, okay, I'm going to take off that adjustment brush tool that I just did. And then I hit K again, and I'm going, okay, I don't like how bright that particular tree is. So I went ahead and I came over here to my brush and I hit darken. Now that's all fine and dandy, but the thing is that once I click off of this and I go to hit K again, normally what would happen in the past is that an editing button would pop up. And it's like this little gray button that you would see. It's an editing pen, not a button. And needless to say, I'm like going, where did it go? I'm like going, at this point, I knew that if I made a mistake, I wasn't going to be able to fix it. So what I did is I went ahead and started doing some research, and I was unable to find anything about buttons because there's nothing about buttons because they're called editing pens. So I kept on editing like this for about a week before I was like going, this is ridiculous. I really got to figure out what did I hit and why is this not working anymore. So I started scouring Lightroom. So I came up here and I looked at file and started going through all these. I'm like, okay, is it here? Is it here? I'm like, maybe it has to do with editing. So I clicked up here in editing and I'm like, I'm seeing nothing over here. I'm going to develop, and I just went through and I looked at all the different menus that we had, and I wasn't finding anything, you all. And then, I went over here in library and I'm like, well, do I see anything here? Is there anything changing over here? Then I hit over here on develop and I'm like looking, and I'm used to seeing this on the bottom, and I'm like going, man, I'm like, come on. I'm like, I hit the K so that my adjustment tool comes on, and I'm like going, but why are my buttons not showing up? And then all of a sudden when I hit the K again, I look down, and over here in the lower left-hand corner of the screen, I saw show editing buttons. And I said, I hit on the double arrow there, and voila, there you go. Now you can see that it has auto, always, selected, or never. So I went ahead and clicked always because I always want to see them. And there are my editing pens. But like I said, I was calling them buttons, and that's why I couldn't find them. Now, why is it important that I have these editing pens? because by having the editing pins, it allows me to go ahead and go back in and readjust this. So like, let's say for example, that I thought that maybe I didn't make the tree dark enough. Now, if I hover over it, I can see where my layer mask is. The other thing that you can do is you can also go ahead and click on show selected mask layer. It's not selected now, but if I hover over it, click on it and move my cursor away, you can see that it's showing me the layer mask that is actually selected at this time. I'm going to go and click that off and it goes away, or you can hover over it. Whoop. Let's try that again, or you can hover over it to show it. Now that I have gone ahead and selected that, I can go ahead and darken it, or I can brighten it. So now I have the ability to go back in and fix or adjust my photograph. Whereas before, when your editing pins are gone, you can't go back in because you don't know where they are. So you have nothing to select to be able to fix your photograph later on. So that's why your editing pins are very important. If you found this tip helpful, please go ahead and show me some love and hit that like button so that way I know that this helped you. I want you guys to know that I do still have some Enjoying the Moment calendars available. I'm gonna go ahead and put that link below in the description box so that way if you wanna go ahead and purchase one, you are more than welcome to go ahead and purchase one. If you like this great content and like learning about nature photography and going on fun-filled adventures, please make sure you go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that way you don't miss any future episodes. Please feel free to share this video with others, especially if you think that they would like this particular type of content. And also make sure that down in the comment section below, you go ahead and tell me what other types of tips, tricks that you would like to learn with photography. I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. Have an awesome rest of your week. See you later, alligator.